we are back. This is another evening of intellectual talk with Shaney, MJ, and Dan, and myself.
Which one of us is going to be intellectual tonight?
What? We aren't intellectual?
Which one of us is going to be? That's the question.
Oh, Dan.
Yeah, I buttoned the top button to make myself look
he buttoned
extra.
the top button, and Shaney's like going to lead the physical education part of our show tonight, and it's great.
I did just come from working out. So.
I'm speaking of the old school electro voice.
I just noticed that. It's like, holy cats, is that retro of you?
I actually had a friend in Nashville at one time. I went to a electro voice demo that was here, and they demoed the new EK, whatever one of their new
EKX, yeah.
EKXs, and I snapped a picture with me and it. And I have a friend who lives in Nashville. He rebuilds studio mics down there. He's like, nice throwback shirt, dude. I'm thinking it's not really that old. But whatever. I have older shirts.
I need to send that to Mike right now. I was totally going to send that.
One of our sponsors right there. That's right. Electro Voice is a sponsor of the DJNTV shows.
All right, I'm sending it to him right now.
So tonight, MJ, what do we have on the docket?
Dan is going to be intellectual.
Nice.
And we're all going to attempt to go, nice tip with the glasses. See, that's where you take them off at a point and you hold them and intellectually speak.
That looks a whole different type of show.
Tonight is super simple, but I'm hoping the fact that all of us give our own perspective to these things. We are going to talk about the I don't necessarily want to say the top 5 things, but 5 things that every DJ should know. And instead of us putting together a list amongst all 4 of us, I wanted all 4 of us to come up with their own individuals, and they may overlap and they may not, but we're going to go over 5 things that we think every DJ should know and why they should know that. So I told them to put it in an order of least important to most important, but I don't know if mine's in that order or not.
Let's just forget the order.
Yeah, because I put them in there and I'm like, well, that really is important, but okay, that's important too. Because I look at my 5 and 1 and think 5 and 1 to me are equally important.
Yes,
believe it or not. So maybe I should have put them at 2, and then but 2 is important too. But anyways, so let's just pick 5. Let's start with a 5, and since Dan's the intellectual one, we shall hope that he sets us off on an intellectual discussion tonight with his 5th one.
No, I'm going. We got to smack you upside the head if you can't do this one. Basically, you need to be able to load and start a song. So whether that's loading a vinyl on, whether that's a CD, whether that's computer, what you need to be able to load a song and start it. Because if you can't do that, just go home.
I've had students, because of my DJ 101 class, and for those of you who are watching, you can have these classes too if you're interested in learning. But the DJ 101 is stuff like this is an RCA chord, this is a gain knob. So that kind of stuff is important because as an extremely beginner DJ, there's many that don't know that. So yeah, cool, Dan.
There we go.
Anybody else want to comment on Dan's one load?
No, I like it. Yeah. I mean, it's DJ 101. I mean,
can be loading an 8-track. That would honestly take some education for many people. I would love to see. There's got to be a YouTube video out there somewhere where they have, teenagers using an 8-track for the first time and explaining them. No, you don't flip it over. You press the flip and it goes to, tracks on the other side. No. Anyways. For many of those who aren't old, have no idea what I'm talking about right there. So go funny. YouTube it.
So funny.
John, what's your 5? Your number 5.
Well, my order is, of course, backwards and forwards. And I really wanted to kind of take some of the things we talked about in that little business intro class or session we did. Because so many DJs, when they're starting out and they want to get into this, there's things that they just don't think of. And that's where I wanted to focus on that. And the one thing that I shared that night that I've had people respond to is that when we go out and we become basically self-employed, we're entrepreneurs, whatever you want to look at it, is the amount of work it takes is so much more when you are working on your own. So when you are starting out as a DJ or you want to be a DJ, the amount of work you're going to be putting into it is crazy to do it and do it well and make something successful of that. Unless, of course, you're so incredibly talented and you're lucky and someone discovers you and then they put you on stage. But you talk to 99% of the DJs out there, we have to work super hard, and we are doing all the different little aspects of our businesses. And I work much harder as a entrepreneur than I did when I was a school teacher. No offense, Dan. It's just, that's the way it is. I mean, when I was a school teacher, I could go and I had my prep hour. I got home, I had to maybe correct some papers, or if I was coaching, I finished that. But when I got home and it was like 8 o'clock at night, I'm done for the day. I've never, in a time of being self-employed, get to 8 o'clock and it's like, yeah, I can just kick out every night at 8 o'clock. It just doesn't work that way. So if you're going to do this, be prepared to work harder than you've ever worked before.
Cool. In the screen that everyone's seeing, because our screen as we see ourselves is different than what you guys see. So going clockwise after John is going to be Shani. So tonight we're just going to go in that full circle each time around. So Shani, you're next.
Am I doing my last one, my fifth?
Like I said, I wanted them to be least important to most important, but I don't know if they are. So whatever's number 5. Go.
Okay, I'll do my fifth one. You ready for this one? You guys ready?
Yeah.
Always have mints with you. And the mints don't have to be just for you. Just saying.
We have a joke with me and my friends. When someone offers you a mint, you go, why do I need it?
Right. But just saying, like, always have mints with you. But, of course, I would never say gum because we don't want to be chewing gum back there and look, have that look, but always have mints with you because you never know if you get a vendor meal or something and it's got too much garlic or something, or somebody keeps repeating, coming up to you and requesting or talking to you and you don't want to do the matrix move on them. So you just say, hey, I'm about to pop a mint. Would you like one? Yeah, that was my matrix move, but I'm in a chair. So I can't.
This is part of the physical education of tonight, right?
That's part of the physical education thing, the matrix move. So yeah, so my fifth one is just have mints. Just plain and simple. A
good friend of mine, he loved it when Altoids came out with the little tins, because that was whenever someone would come up, he'd immediately pop open the Altoid and as they were talking, and he would offer one because 9 chances out of 10, he said, when people are coming up, their breath is like horrible, and it was his way. He was like, this is my way of doing their partner on the dance floor service. Here, you have one. Your breath is bad, kind of a thing. But he could do it. I'm having one, and I'll offer them one. So,
are you talking about the tins like the lid came off?
Yep.
I never liked them because that means as soon as they touch one, everything
10.
around it has been touched, and it's like I have no interest in that anymore.
Yeah.
Do the Listerine strips. That's my go-to.
Yeah.
Because they also take up very little room. I can have like 3 or 4 of the packages in my suit coat at any time.
I had one of those get wet in my pocket, and it kind of melted out of the pocket.
Right, or if it's hot, they kind of just like, you got to take one out, and you just took all of them out, and you're like,
and you don't catch it until they're.
Should I Snapchat myself putting all of them in my mouth, or what do I do? But yeah, I mean, it's just simple, That's just a little. So whether it's Tic Tacs or Altoids or whatever you have, just have them. Like I said, they don't have to be for you. You could share.
And share freely.
Oh yeah, especially for the close talkers, or so you don't have to do that matrix move.
Yeah. All right, my number 5. Well, you guys are I kind of maybe overthought this a bit too much.
I know. I was like,
really, you could do that?
My number 5. I'm going to say it, then I'm going to say why it's important. Learn to talk on a microphone. Now, I say this for I don't care if you're going to be a karaoke DJ. I don't care if you're going to just set up PA systems for other people to use. I don't care if you're going to be a club DJ. I don't care if you're going to be a wedding DJ. At some point, it is going to be important that you do not sound like a buffoon on the microphone. And that includes, I'm going to say this for Pittsburghers, we have an accent. Not learn to talk with non-regional dialect if you can.
Is that your nickname, Pittsburghers? Is that what you guys are called?
No, Pittsburghers say it. This is what I'm saying. Along with their accent, they go.
But is that what you're called? Are you called a Pittsburgher?
I guess
That's
burger.
Kind of funny.
But no, but Pittsburghers don't say Pittsburgh. They say Pittsburgh. They say a lot of weird words like downtown is downtown, and instead of saying up there, it's up there. Things are just kind of like nulled out of there. So learn to speak. And I mean, to the point where you're so comfortable hearing your own voice, you don't even, because like someone who's not used to hearing their voice, you hear it on a mic, it like kind of sounds weird to you,
Right.
get comfortable with that at all times. If you have to sit in a room with a microphone and a headphone and the only person that can hear you talking into that mic is you, practice that. Practice reading. Just read things into a mic. I don't care. Like, again, I don't care what type of DJ you want to be. At some point, you're going to need to do that. And the better you make yourself sound, the better you're going to sound. That was my 5. Daniel.
We're back to Dan.
We're back to me.
Number
Okay.
Number two. Go.
Number 4.
4.
Oh, number four. Go.
It's my number 2 because whatever.
See, I knew he was backwards. I mean,
Exactly.
that's what I was cheering for.
There's a lot to be said for that. So I did go a business aspect on this one. You need to know the ability enough to market yourself so you can at least get a job. This is one of those I know MJ would kind of go, well, technically you can be a DJ. We've had those surveys that we've been seeing where you could be a DJ without this. But really, seriously, if you want to be able to do anything with this, you need to be able to market yourself enough to get paid for at least once. That's my opinion.
I wouldn't say anything on that. That's perfect. You judge me, Dan. I feel hurt.
Yes, I do. Get used to it.
Okay, I'm used to it.
Good. But no, seriously, whether it's social media marketing, so whether you're trying to do, just organic type of get yourself to explode so people hear about you, or whether you're doing sponsored pay type stuff through those different channels, you've got to get that right type of piece so that you're getting the phone calls or the emails or the connections somehow, so you're going out enough to keep doing this.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
John, number 4.
Next one, I'm going to go into the music side of it for this one. This one is your music tastes do not matter to the clients in 99% of the events you do. They don't give a rat's hiney if you love EDM or this or dubstep or anything. Your music tastes need to reflect what their music tastes are if you want to be paid and paid consistently and paid repeatedly from your clients, whatever that market is. So your music tastes don't matter. Learn the music that's going to be played in your market. MJ's talked about this in other shows. We even touched base on it in our first show tonight, is know what's going to work and work regionally for you.
Truth.
And if you're not comfortable with it, don't do it.
Word.
I would even stretch that into beyond regionally to specific venue-y.
Yeah.
Is that a word?
Agreed.
Agreed. Yeah.
Answers for everybody. Yes.
Yeah, back when we were doing the house system, there were songs that we played that none of the other bars in town played because they were songs that we brought in and we developed with our crowd, and they were huge this bar songs. And yet another DJ who would come in and watch me on Wednesday nights would take those to his bar on Saturday. He's like, "How do you? This song flops there. What do you do?" It's like, dude, you never set the Prince song up properly, like by playing it for a year and a half before the crowd finally took off with it. But now they do. So
good one.
There we go.
Totally.
Is she doing a Valley Girl thing almost tonight?
I'm just sorry.
Like,
sorry. I leave to go out of town tomorrow and I'm just a little tired. Hey, if anybody's in the LA area, I'll be there this week. So just anybody's in La La Land, hit me up, let me know. I have one free night. That's about it. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Go on. That was a shameless plug. Sorry.
You're up.
Oh, I'm up. Anyways. Okay. So my number.
I've used your time for that one.
Mine is if you're ever in LA this week. Yeah.
Oh, well.
Be a DJ. Nice. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Number 4 for me is once you walk into a venue, be careful what you say. Be careful of your surroundings. Be careful when you're talking on a phone or in the bathroom to other staff or other people, or like I said, or just on a phone in particular, because you never know who's around, whether it be somebody from the venue, another vendor, a guest that got there early or something. So just be even if you're just having a personal conversation, about something that has nothing to do with the event, just be careful of your surroundings and try to keep everything very work related, not negative. So if your crew is changing in the bathroom together, you're not sitting there explaining, "Oh my God, I'm so tired of this event. It's going to kill me. Oh my God, I wish I was home." And you have the guest of honor in the bathroom with you or something, and they come out of a stall and it's that awkward. like, great. So just be careful about what you say.
I mean, I was talking about tomorrow's event, not your event tonight.
Right. It's my story and I'm sticking to it. What had happened was,
My ex-booking agent always used to say, "You're on the second you pull in the parking lot."
Oh,
Yes.
it's so true. Like, and I know I've talked about this in other shows that no matter what's going on in your life, especially me right now, my game face is on the minute I pull, like when my navigation tells me I'm 500 feet away or whatever, I'm already smile. And, like minute I walk out, because I don't know who else is in that parking lot walking with me again, and they don't want to see, like, wait, was that the same person that I saw in the parking lot? That was this, that was that, that was this. So yeah, put that game face on, boo-boo, the minute you walk in, or don't do the event. I'd
say you almost have to branch that out even farther. If you're in public, just watch anything. Because just being at a restaurant and, you could have no clue who's in the booth beside you that, isn't a guest or anything else. It could be just somebody who's going to happen to be at your event 2 days from now. And they hear you complaining about something. And then all of a sudden, oh, hi, I didn't know I would run into you ever in my life again.
Awkward.
Yeah, exactly. It's, one of the things that the teachings always taught me is the fact that I never know who that parent might be, or that parent I might have next year that happens to be beside me. So you never talk about kids, just like you never talk about the events. It's just, if you're going to do it, confines of your own house, and make sure there's no live Facebook feeds going on at the same time.
Yeah.
That's funny.
All right. So that's my number 4.
All right. My number 4, and I would just like to say before I say number 4 that I can't believe we've already done 2 and none of us have matched. I love this. Let's see how far we can go.
All right.
My number 4.
Oh, that's mine.
His number 4 is 4.
My number 4 is.
I have a 4 also.
Number 4 is the importance of 4.
I like 2 better.
Number 4 is body appearance is important.
Body piercing?
Body what?
Appearance.
I heard appearance.
Oh, appearance. Okay.
What are those 2 things?
It's that Pittsburgher accent.
Is that Pittsburgher?
No, it's just one of those days. I think I'm done speaking, period.
Funny, that was one of the first things you said you had to have.
Yeah, please don't talk like you just came from the dentist with a mouthful of Novocaine, because no one likes a lisper. No, body appearance is important, and I just don't mean necessarily being as healthy as you can. Don't show up to a gig unshaven. Don't walk in with, jeans that have stains on them. Make
Under
an
black
effort.
light either.
Anything. Just always make an effort. Put something nice on. Something. Try. You don't, just make a little extra effort, and that could mean, like I said, as far as going and trying to be as healthy as you can, it could be, like I said, I have a friend who doesn't get a lot of gigs. He rarely ever shaves and looks like a homeless guy. It's like, who wants to hire a homeless man to stand up in front of a crowd in their business? So do your best. And someone in there says, make sure your shirt matches.
Well, because the earlier said about
exactly. He's worried about his tummy, and I want to.
He was worried about his belly shirt. So John was like, "Yeah, you can do it. Just make sure the shirt matches the belly."
Yeah. Got the same colors. The pasty. He's from Minnesota, so it's probably a pasty white tummy. So the white shirt's good.
White shirt.
There you go. But don't be afraid to even ask someone, how does this look? I have a friend of mine who does weddings, that everybody in their crew that does weddings dresses exactly the same, to the point where he wants all his crew to wear the same shoes at the wedding, so that every team that goes out looks identical, no matter which team member you go out with. That's the far end of it, but I think it's important at all times. So,
well, it's the uniform. Aspect to that. Most jobs, I shouldn't say most jobs. A lot of jobs that you have, oftentimes there's a uniform associated with it. So this is the uniform without being the uniform.
Yeah. Your uniform is to look fly, if I can use that word.
We.
And I look
1995.
And I look pretty fly for an old guy.
For a white guy.
For an old guy.
Old.
All the ladies said pretty fly.
That was my number 4. Dan.
All right.
Numero treso.
Well, this is gonna kind of double up on something we hit a little bit earlier. know the expectations of the client, whether that's music expectations, whether that's attitude expectations, whether that's mic presence. Know the expectations of the client going in. It's going to make your job a heck of a lot easier and save you a lot of headaches, especially in the end, just because if you know what they want, you know where the bar is, and then you can go above that.
Cool. Reverse psychology. It's not really reverse psychology. That's knowing your client, like you said. I've had
reverse psychology would tell them, no, you want a horrible event, and then do something good.
This is not the light you are looking for. These are not the DJs you want to hire. Where's Ben at when I need him?
Yeah, he'd understand that. He speaks that language.
John, 3.
I'm going to go back to an antiperspirant slogan from a number of years ago. For those of you who use Dry Idea, you probably remember this one. And this little slogan was never let them see you sweat. When things go wrong, which they will inevitably do, you need to not show it when you're on stage. You have the smile. You look calm. You could be going, your heart rate could be going 2 million miles an hour and you think the world's going to fall. But if you can put on a aura of smile, pleasant and calm on the outside, most people won't even realize that something is going horribly wrong. And you deal with it as calmly and as smoothly as you possibly can. And sometimes that means getting on a microphone and saying, just a second, ladies and gentlemen, we've got something we need to fix this quick, or whatever you need to do. But don't let them see you sweat, because if you look panicked from behind your system, all of a sudden you've got a room full of people like, oh, something's going on over there. Oh my gosh, look at what's going on over there.
Game face. Game face. That's one word for me. Game face.
So again, tonight's antiperspirant lesson coming from Dry Idea. Never let them see you sweat.
And just because you think nobody's looking doesn't mean nobody is.
Yes.
They're always looking.
Exactly.
Here's a little trick I learned years ago that I think works with John about not panicking if something goes bad. In the world of us mixing and scratching, if you goof up, do it twice so everyone thinks you meant to do that. Just a little one I'm throwing in there. Shani, number 3.
Number 3 for me, and I've said this on numerous shows, know your worth.
Ooh.
Just going to say that, know your worth. So whatever you're booking, if you don't mind doing it for a discounted rate, then don't complain about it. If you know what you want, go for it and know your worth. I'm just going to leave it at that because I could go into like a whole hour on that. But number 3, know your worth.
That's good. I like that. That's a tough thing to judge. Maybe that should be a future show about learning your worth, because John just did this whole thing about, and I'm sure he's going to get into it further in the future with another thing about how that the wedding market's pricing is dropping. And that's something in there too, to figure out what your worth is. That's good. I like that. So who's next? Me?
Yeah, you.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, this one's simple, and I have to explain it though. It's simple. Do your own work. Now that means do your own work as in don't play someone else's mix, do your own mixing. That means don't let someone else set up your gig for you. Be your own business person. Don't trust someone else. Oh, they'll take care of it when I get there. You're going to have to cover yourself. No one can do the job better than you. And I don't care who you have hired. I don't care who's doing the work for you. We can all agree no one can do it as well as we can. So go the extra to do your own work. If you can, if at all possible, do your own work.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Could you do? Maybe I didn't explain myself then, Dan.
Well, no.
Know your worth.
No, this is something that I've gone around on different things. Now, when it comes to the actual act of DJing and that kind of thing, I'm with you 100%. I agree with the playing your own mix, not playing somebody else's, although we did talk about that at one of our Wednesday shows. But from the standpoint of, nobody can do it better. There's a heck of a lot of people that can do a lot better job than me when it comes to a website design. When it comes to, and when you talked about the business side of it, Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to hire somebody that's going to handle my business side of it, but recognizing that you're putting the trust in them to do it the right way.
But I believe
as-
MJ saying like they're hiring you because of what
Well-
they see you do, right?
I want to put it in the words the way Ronald Reagan said it. Trust, but verify. So if you're going to have someone do your website, if you're going to have someone do setup, trust that they're going to do it, but do your own work and verify that they did it right.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not blindly trusting somebody to
Try-
do it.
yeah.
Absolutely. I get you
Yeah.
on that.
Never let go of something. And this is a hard thing to do because there are times I think we do need to let go of certain things and let other people do them. But do your work ahead of time to make sure that the person you're letting all that go to is good. Just don't go, oh, my friend so-and-so said they're good. No. Do your work and find out if they are. So that's in all the aspects of that. Just don't blindly go, oh, they'll be fine.
Oh, no.
Check it out.
I'm with it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Trust, but verify.
There you go. Okay.
That was a weird one, I know. And
All right,
again,
Ryan.
we're down to the last two and we've not
Two.
doubled any. Right? We've all done our third ones, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And no one's doubled. That is so awesome. I expected us to be like mimicking each other the whole way through.
Deuces. Let's do it. Deuces.
So Daniel, deuce.
Okay, here we go. I got to figure out which one I wanted to do next and which one I wanted to save. Okay. How to run your equipment without distorting the sound. You don't need to run in the red.
No? Wait. I thought red light
Red means
DJ.
rocking. Red
Was
means
rocking.
Red means rocking. Yes.
No, that's all right.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
What the club it does. Sorry.
In the meantime,
dude.
John's got a red light in his background.
MJ's making me do it.
So sorry, Dan. Would you care to expand upon that at all, Eddie?
I think I'm afraid to.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you're wrong.
No, I mean, if you legitimately don't know this, when you get into the red on your system, red means stop for a reason. It's usually pushing too much sound, too loud of a signal, too large of a signal, however you want to really necessarily look at it. Ben could explain it much better than me. But the idea is your signal is too much. And if you're pushing red, you're going to have a distorted type of sound. So you want to keep it out of the red. You want to keep it sounding clear. And you want to find other ways to then amplify your sound to give you the volume that you want, not just by pushing it red on your mixer or controller or speaker. Better?
Cool.
Got it.
Good.
Si, senor. John.
My last two, I'm not sure which one, but I'm just going to go with the one. This came actually from the other night, is the idea of getting used to rejection. We in this industry get rejection from when we make sales pitches. We get rejected when we are talking to people about ideas, say at clubs, and if we have an idea for a promotion or an idea for this or that. The other thing, we get a lot of our things that get rejected. Songs, when we're playing a song and you look out at our dance floor and you got people who kind of like looking at you and walk away, there's rejection. A lot of it in this industry and in what we do. Most of it isn't directed at us personally. It's something that's, maybe they just didn't like that song. They still like us, but maybe they didn't like the song. Maybe they didn't hire us and you were rejected for that because they have a friend who's going to DJ, or maybe you didn't connect well with whatever. There's going to be rejection, but the idea is know it's going to be there and don't take it personally.
That is really a hard thing to do, but it's very important. Yeah. That could be a whole show right there. How to handle rejection.
It's true. When I just started in the industry, I took everything personal. No matter if whatever you did, you couldn't please that client. No matter if somebody else would have done the event, they still wouldn't be able to please the client. But I took it always personal. And it took me a very, very long. I still kind of take things personal, but I've learned the business and in the professional part of the aspect. And it's, the whole entire entertainment world, as we talked about before, MJ, is a very hard world. And you can't take it personal if, like you said, you play that one, you're at the club and, Kendrick Lamar just dropped his album and it's the hottest thing out there. And you thought this one song was going to do a hit and it wasn't the right one. And everybody's just staring at you like, what is this? And then, and you were all, gung ho to play it. And it just bombed, like bombs over bombs.
And then 3 weeks later, they're begging you.
Oh yeah, they're begging you to pay, but that's another story. But that's
Yeah.
totally another story, and you can't even go there with it because they'll have no idea what you're talking
They
about.
won't remember.
And you can't then, as we talk, as I think, I don't remember if it was John or Dan, you can't show it on your face now. John, you can't show it on your face now that you just played a song that bombed, and you got to go out of it, and you can't think about it anymore. You got to push forward. Just like if you got that email afterwards that said how the party was great, but like you got to learn from the experiences, and if you want to stay in this industry and move forward for a long time, you can't take it always personal, and it's hard, but you can't.
I actually heard one time, and going back to the business side of the rejection, one of the biggest ways I learned to be able to take care of it, somebody said, if you're not getting rejected, you're not charging enough. Like basically, if you're always getting that yes, that you're not charging enough. That in true marketing standpoint, and I forget the statistic, that you should be clearing, or should be getting rejected, however you might want to say it. So it was like suddenly I'm like, oh, so I should be getting this, which was so weird for me to look at that aspect, and I'm like, I just wasted my time if I get it there and then they get to know. So that that might be something to think about.
But
That's a good one.
There are definitely ways to reduce the rejection, but that show is all about how to use Megaseg in your presentation, and we'll get to that at a different time. I had to get it in before the end of the show.
I will be in another state during that show, and the hotel with the 70s wallpaper will not have any Wi-Fi. So
basically the Taj from Atlantic City.
So I will not be able to be on that show. I don't know when it is or where I'm going to be, but that will be the story, and I'm sticking to it.
I'm making a prediction right now that at some point we're going to get sponsored by them.
I will rock a t-shirt at the club if I have to.
Gosh, no way.
And I will just say it's something totally different. It's a new EDM group with Marshmallow or something.
I don't know if I can do that. So where are we at now? Shaney?
Yes, I'm at number 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
Number 2, I have one word, but I'm going to say it 3 times to you guys. Backup, backup, backup.
Very
Back
good.
that thing up.
That too, that will be the 4th one. But yes, backup, backup, and backup. And it could be, you could take it however you want it. I take it as in my music, that you just always have to back it up. I don't care if you're this busy for a month and you didn't do it and da-da-da-da-da, and the dog ate my homework and this and that, because guess what? That next day, something's going to go a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and you didn't back up for a month now. So back up. That's all I'm going to say. And it comes to equipment too, but I'm talking more music for it than anything else. And I know we all get busy, and I know, like, for me to back everything up, it's a headache. I use the system with it, and I use carbon copy clone and stuff, but still, like, cause I have 4 backups. It's crazy because I'm updating music weekly, for everything, but I don't care if I never have to use them, knock on wood. Backup. I'm done now.
That's a whole show right there, even, because I've been talking to people recently about the fact of not only like, I have a backup at home, but what if your house catches on fire and you lose your DJ computer and your backup hard drive?
Yep.
Have something off site, whether you give it to a friend or get some sort of online service to, hold it. Because I know Google, you can get a terabyte of storage for $9 a month, and you can keep everything there so that if you ever needed something up to a terabyte of, whatever, there are many other options. Like Shani said, the Carbonite that backs absolutely everything up. So there's so much to that. And that's so important. Yes. Yeah, I actually got a call last year from a friend who had a gig, and he's like, "Hey, my hard drive just quit on me. Can I borrow one of yours?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, I don't have any music." I'm like, "Well, don't you have a backup?" He goes, "Well, yeah, but it's home on a server. It's not a." I said, "So it's not a drive you can pick up and just take with you?" No. I'm like, what? They give me the gig, son. Do your own work right there. That's
and we made the circle right back to the.
There's your do your own work.
But don't show them that that you're sweating during that time frame.
Yeah. All right. My number 2 is really simple, but it's also probably one of the most difficult things to do as a DJ. I think it's almost the point where I've tried to figure out in my head how to teach it in my classes, but I still don't necessarily know if I would be able to teach it properly. It's an experience thing. It's called reading the crowd. Mm-hmm. And that could be on any gig, whether you're just background music for a fundraiser or whatever. I pride myself, and I've actually had people notice me do this, that in between mixes, I'm literally doing this with the crowd. And I'm literally looking to see who's engaged, who's not engaged, and I'll hit a song and I'll see who moved on that one, who didn't move on that one. Because sometimes if you get a little pocket and you get that little pocket moving, then everybody else wants to join in with that little pocket. So if you can grab a section, this section can be like your cheerleaders. So again, I don't know if I would ever be able to teach that, but I think it will make you so much better at everything you do if you can read the crowd and then manipulate them, whether it be through talking and jokes and connecting or hitting the right songs or getting out of a song going, oh crap, that's not working, let's get out of here. But reading the crowd, I think, is super, super important. Again, not sure if I can teach it. Maybe I should try to figure that out. Maybe
it's a comfort thing too, though. I mean, like somebody just said, like Joe said, go out and watch, and learn. That's really how you learn what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Yeah, you could teach somebody like MJ, you could teach somebody little pointers, like here are my top 5 pointers that will work for me. But again, they're not going to be you, and they're not going to do it the way you do it. So it's like, you got to find that, just like with DJing, you just got to find that comfort level of what's the best way for you to do it. Like I'll crack a joke on a microphone and Dan will do it. It's going to come across 2 totally different ways. One of us might get a standing ovation, and the other one, everybody might leave the room offended,
and she'll take a Snapchat as they leave.
I was actually trying to figure out what it would be like if we all tried to say boop, and see what kind of reaction we all would get.
But it's true. So, I mean, definitely, watch people, but don't gank their crap, don't gank everything from them, because guess what? You can't do it the way they do it, boo-boo. So learn from them and take pointers, basically.
Tony Schwartz in the chat room. Yes, I could teach you how to Dougie, but my milkshake I'll have to charge you for in the yard.
You guys want boys in your yard? I'm just asking. I'm not judging. I'm just asking. There's no judgment from me.
Well, I
prefer iced tea sitting on a chair.
Right. I don't want anybody in
lemonade?
Lemonade?
No, iced tea.
Yeah.
If you want to see lemonade. If you want to see iced tea and his least hardest, to point where you will never respect him as a hardcore person ever again, watch the movie Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, you're so wrong.
He raps a song in that one and dressed worse than MC Hammer, and you would go, that dude ain't hard.
But it was
that dude ain't hard. That dude ain't hard.
Come on. I mean, that's one of the other.
That there and Body Count. The 2 of those are just on different areas of another planet.
Isn't he on Conan? Isn't he with some of Conan's skits? Am I thinking the right guy?
He's on Ice-T's. He plays a cop on TV now.
Yeah, he's on Law & Well, not now. He's been. That's the only thing youngsters know him from is Law & Order.
Yeah,
they only know him as an actor.
Yeah, for real.
Ice-T, that actor, and the guy from the Ice-T lemonade commercial.
That's true. The man.
They don't know him. Yeah.
The man was a great lyricist. I've always loved his stuff, but yeah. Everything he did in life was great except for Electric Boogaloo. In the same way that if you want to see Dr. Dre in a whole new light, go look up a song by the group called World Class Wrecking Crew.
Look,
Dr. Dre was in that.
Famous or not famous, has a skeleton in their closet. Okay, It just so happens that the famous people, you could find it. Well, now you'll probably find everybody's skeleton, but. You got to start somewhere. Oh, Dan.
Atlantis Morissette used to be a pop artist doing bubblegum pop. So there's another one for you.
That's what I said. Everybody's got a skeleton. Everybody.
Okay. And you can't do that on television.
Where we down to number 1.
Number one.
Starting at the top.
Oh, it's back to me. Okay.
No, we're still at Dan. We're back to Dan.
Yeah, we're back to Dan.
He's starting
because I'm
up.
all the way up. Nothing can stop me. No.
Okay.
Nobody. Okay.
I'm just waiting if you're going to keep going or not. All
Only
right.
Shaney can stop you. No.
Apparently. So mine actually kind of goes along with that one. Pick a series of songs that create an emotion.
Ooh, that's good.
Ooh, I
I had to go deep for the
Say
last
that
one.
again. Say that one again, Dan.
Pick a series of songs that can create that will create an emotion.
And-
Now that emotion could be happy. It could be go get a drink.
It could be this
be
DJ sucks. I don't know. I do
Well,
those sets a lot.
preferably the emotion that you want.
Okay.
All right. But we're not going to be too picky here. But yeah, you want to be able to have that emotion. You know, if you're doing a wedding, you want the happiness, you want the fun, you want the joy. If you're doing a bar event, every so often you want the emotion that, hey, you need to go get a drink from the bar, so they keep my job. If you're at a high school dance, it's, you know, hey, this is the greatest night of our lives ever, etc.
That's very good. That could be a show on its own too. The many sets of emotion.
Ooh.
I like that. That's really good. That's deep.
Why did country music just come to mind when he said that, MJ?
Oh,
Because it makes people feel angry and hateful.
and drive a pickup truck.
Off a cliff.
John, I don't know if I know we'll never convert him. I know that won't happen.
You know, when he gets the pearly gates, he'll get there, and St. Peter's gonna look in his book and says, "Oh, MJ, yeah, you go right over to that section. Yeah, that's the Apple computer with Meg Sag playing country music section. You're right over there. Enjoy."
It's his purgatory for at least 20 years.
That'd be worse than that even.
Okay,
Let's please change the subject.
my number one
Your number one.
is network with other DJs. You are not an island. You are not going to be able to learn
Well, you
it
could be
all.
on like Long Island. Or
No, you
something.
are not. There's only
I'm
4
just-
people out on Long Island, and it's not you.
Not me. Okay.
And being
What
on
about Short Island? Nobody ever talks about Short Island.
No, we don't, because
Amelia Island. You know, that's
we
in
don't talk
Florida.
about short islands.
and peninsulas don't count either.
They don't.
Okay. all
But
right.
networking with other DJs, whether it's locally, which is tougher because usually local DJs, they don't want to give out secrets, don't want to share information, or if they're sharing things that's erroneous information, it works best to find people I find to network with that I've met at different DJ conventions that are sometimes 2 hours, sometimes 6 hours, sometimes 12 hours away, that we can talk and share ideas and such with. And of course, a lot of you in the chat room, this is the time where you guys are doing that. So the networking is second nature to you. But this is for those 200 to 300 people who are going to watch this video over the next couple of days. Networking, find people to network with because you're going to learn from each other and help each other grow.
Agreed. I mean, I have some of them on like speed dial when I'm having issues or need to talk to somebody really quick. Like, and those are just from people that I networked with, not even people that, you know, like I worked with here. So I agree completely.
Shane,
Oh, by the way, Scott in the chat room lives on Long Island, so he is on an island.
Oh,
And he would tell you there's only 4 people out there.
yeah. And he takes the bridge across. That's cool. It's a nice area if you live in Long Island.
oh, he lived there. Yeah. I was going to say Scott doesn't live there anymore. He lives down in Minneapolis area.
Oh,
Oh, he just
He used to.
used to. Sorry.
went there.
Used to.
My number one should be read the chat room messages better, but it's not. Shaney, are you done, John?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, cool.
My number one is what we call a dummy check.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Now, for those that don't know what a dummy check is, sometimes they're even
Yep.
called somebody's name because you always call it, we're going to do a Steve check because Steve is that person that always leaves something. But dummy check, I don't care if you just put everything in your van and did a checklist and you're good to go. You always go back. It takes not even a minute to go back to the room and check under the table and check over here and check over here and check the closet, wherever you put extra equipment, a bag, whatever. Because when you get back to that warehouse or you get back to your house or wherever you're going and you like, oh, I'm too tired to unload. I didn't unload. And then Monday comes around and you're missing a base plate or you're missing a speaker stand or God forbid you're missing a speaker or power strips or this and that, and you call the venue, I hate to say this, people, not everybody's honest. Or if this was a Friday night and you didn't realize this till Monday and there was another event in there Saturday, again, I hate to say, people, and everybody's honest, and I'm going to tell you right now, I have found screens for montages that are very, very nice, that I almost was like, this will fit in my truck. I don't care about the company's box truck. I could put this in my truck. This could be a nice home theater at the house, but just dummy check it, and I'm saying everything's already loaded. You go back. I don't care if you're one of those people that you check it off on the paper, because we do that. Our guys are supposed to be doing that when they're doing it, and when they get back to the warehouse, because when you got to follow up with those phone calls on Monday, that's extra work you have to do now that you weren't planning on doing, that maybe you were taking off that Monday, or you were supposed to do a conference call at this time, and now you got to push that back because you forgot a speaker stand and you didn't do that dummy check. So my number one is, please dummy check, especially if you're exhausted, you worked long hours, or you were in a hurry to get out because you got to get home to your wife or this and that. Dummy check. That's one word again for me right now. Dummy check.
And do your own dummy check.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah, yes, please. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no,
But
Dan. I looked, Dan. Don't worry about it. I looked.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I got this. Don't worry about it. Don't worry, Dan. No, I looked, and then you get back, and guess what? The speaker's gone. That one, the speaker that you had for cocktails. Nobody went back and grabbed the speaker from the cocktails because it was in a separate room. So like I said, even if you have that checklist, we have a checklist that for all our events, and they check it out when they leave the warehouse too. So we don't quote unquote forget things. Yeah. I wish all my techs were watching this right now. I don't know if Chris is watching, but I wish they were all watching, because I personally have got to the event and I'll be like, wait, I thought I had 3 techs on this, 3 set of guys on this. Oh, one of the guys had to go back to the warehouse. What did you guys forget? Where's the checklist? And I see everything's checked off, and I'm like, who didn't do the checklist? Because you guys are a bunch of liars right now. But even checklists are perfect, except for that situation. But they are perfect to say when you put the check mark when you leave the warehouse, and then when you put everything back and stuff. But dummy check. I could go on with it, but just dummy check.
That was a good one. That's probably my favorite one tonight, because I'm a firm believer on it, and I actually call it a dummy check too. I don't care if I'm packed up. I'll go back one. I don't care.
That's when you're supposed to do it. When you're completely packed up that's when you're supposed to do it. Because like I said, you could forget a base plate or a speaker pole, or you forgot something because cocktails were in a different room and you told the client you were going to provide just a small little cocktail system in there, but you never had time to break it down during the party. But in your head, you're going to break it down while they were eating and all the speeches were done or something, dummy check.
I'm gonna make one little suggestion. Purposely leave something back, and here is why. I have a rock and roller cart. I will load pretty much everything that I can on it. I will leave one thing behind, because what I've had happen to me way too often is I'm pulling out. The venue thinks that I'm all out because I'm taking my cart and there's nothing else there that they see, and they'll turn off all the lights and they'll lock the door behind me before I ever get a chance to go back in. Oh, yeah. So I will purposely leave something behind, something big enough that they can see it. Something big enough that they can see it. Usually like a backpack or something like that. That doesn't really
be careful with that too, because if somebody really doesn't see it, you're screwed, and now your backpack is stuck.
We're not talking like the important gear, that if it would be an issue, but important enough and big enough that they're going to see it, or they should see it. And then it's a matter of, okay, now I have to go back in, and I can quickly grab this 1 or 2 things, and then I can do my dummy check at the same time, and then I'm out the door. Because like I said, I've been locked out of a venue before I ever get a chance to do it, because they're like, oh, well, we saw you leave. And it's like, no, you didn't see me pull out. You saw me take my cart of stuff out.
Well, that's when you try to communicate with them also and be like, I have one more trip. I have to go to the bathroom. I'm coming back to go to the bathroom, or, something. But yeah, dummy check. I don't know how many more times I can say it. Once more. Dummy check.
So that leaves it down to the last one, right?
That is.
Me?
You're bringing it all home.
It better be good. You saved it for the last.
Yes, and we officially have went through all of them and never doubled. Nice. I can't believe that not a single double in this whole thing. So, folks in the chat room, thank you for playing along. For those of you watching it on demand later, you got a lot of information. So, my final one is pretty simple, and I've said it 1,000 times, but I think it will help you in every area of those other 4 that I mentioned. And it's know your music. And I don't just mean going, oh, I know 50s music, I know 80s music. I'm talking about the specific song you have. Know what kind of beginning it has. Know what kind of ending it has. Know if it has a bridge in it. So that if you put that song on, like Dan and we'd all talked about the song that works, you read in the crowd, it's crappy. You can go, oh, this song has a break right after the first chorus that I can get out of if I need to. It has a good spot there. And knowing your music, you literally can lose all the other ones. You could be a terrible crowd reader, but if you know that music and you're able to piece that all together, you will create a good night. You could be not very good at speaking on the mic. Throwing those pieces in together and knowing how to pull them in and out and stuff, and knowing your music and knowing the version I have is a twerk version, and that is not to be played at grandma's 80th birthday, no matter how much they go, oh, they'll love it. No, grandma will not love the twerk version. Unless
if grandma used to work where you...
Well,
grandma
you don't know
might.
grandma's background. She might have skeletons in the closet.
That's
Never know your
true.
client's expectations. Maybe grandma...
Yeah, I used to go to church with a lady who I thought was this quiet piece, little lady, and she said she used to be a go-go dancer in the 60s. And I'm like, oh, really? So you never know, but know your music. I think knowing your music will take you a long way. Just don't download a song and then listen to it just so you know what's there. Know your music, not genres. Know the songs that you have physically in your drive. And that's about it.
That was good.
That's amazing that we did not double a single one of all 4 of us.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That just means there's a lot of things you need to know as a DJ.
Oh my gosh, Dan, great call there. Yeah. So wow. I'm going to go back and rewatch this show and turn it in and write all your ideas into an article later on. So keep that in mind. I'm stealing all of it, putting my name on it.
Do your own work.
I'm going to be doing my own work as I steal all your ideas. Because sometimes doing your own work is seeing other people's work.
There you are. And remember, when you say backup, it has to be backup, backup, backup.
3 backups is at least minimal. Yeah.
You can't, anything short of that just isn't going to be genuine. We had, I think we peaked out at about 40 some here, and we had 25 watching us on Facebook Live. So thank you guys for being with us and watching us in both arenas. Shout out to Andrew, who probably is going to get the prize for being the longest distance tonight. Andrew from Northern Ireland. It's 3 or 4 a.m.
Ireland?
Yes, is watching with
Yes.
us. So
he's on an island.
Wait, who is it? What's his name?
Andrew Job, J-O-B, or Job.
Andrew.
Depending upon how he pronounces
Props
it.
up to Andrew.
So
And he's on an island.
And on an island, yes. So it's very late there. Thank you for joining us and hanging out
Love
with us
it.
tonight.
Love it, Andrew.
I mean, it's not as far away as Coon Rapids, but hey, so no one knows Coon Rapids besides Scott and I. We're the only 2 that know where Coon Rapids is.
I know Grand Rapids.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like that.
And again, if anyone's in the LA area this week, I'll be traveling there this week for work. Come hang with me. Well, you can only hang with me one night. The rest of it's work. But.
Go to her booth and continually ask her for requests that she won't play. And then complain to the manager, I asked for a song. Like, you don't even know, man. She just rejected. She just went, boop. And what kind of DJ you got here?
And I don't look like Felicia. I'm not a Felicia.
She's not Felicia.
She's not Felicia.
My name not even Felicia. Can I use your microwave?
And for those that follow me on Snapchat, it's going to get a little crazy at the weekend because I'm taking a red eye home Friday night to arrive back in Chicago Saturday, and I'm working a double.
Oh. Fun. Take pictures.
For the clients. I'm doing it for the clients. Trust me, it's for the clients. I tried to get somebody else, tried to sell somebody else on the events. Nope.
So Stefan is joining us from Germany.
Oh, Germany too.
And I think we actually had somebody from South Africa watching also.
That's awesome.
Earlier.
Ikaba Manapate. That means, are you coming to my party? That's what you need to say to the guy, your person from Germany. Ikaba Manapate.
Well, see, you can say that. They're hearing you.
I know. I was like, why does he have to repeat it?
I thought he was saying potty.
If you're expecting me to say it, you've got another thing coming.
Are you coming to my party?
I mean, I'm
Sorry. My brain is fully useless knowledge.
I think so. It's 10 o'clock. It's time for us to wrap it up. It's Central Time for those of you who are on East Coast, and you're thinking, why is he can't tell
And the
us
guys in Ireland and Germany, it's
like tomorrow. Thank you
Wow.
for watching with us or being with us tonight and hanging with us. Tomorrow night, we're switching times. Ben Stowe is the late show. Brian Red is the early show because of scheduling conflicts. So we're going to be doing that for tomorrow. Wednesday night, MJ, did we figure out what we're doing Wednesday night? Okay.
Sure.
Great.
It's a secret. I have some ideas for stuff that even if we get together Wednesday night, I would love to talk to some of you and see if some of the ideas we have for stuff over the summer, because if for the majority of the audience, summertime gets busy because of, it's most people's wedding season. To find out what will work for you. We have some ideas, and I would love to maybe, even if we can't come up with a specific lesson on Wednesday, maybe let's see what people like.
Well,
maybe we'll do a polka show.
Let's do a Wednesday night. If you guys if you haven't signed up at the Insider area just to get the keep up to date with the Insider information, go sign up for that. And what we might do is just do a large chat on Wednesday night with the folks who sign up there. Doesn't mean you have to spend any money or anything. Just go and DJNTV or DJNTVinsider.com will take you there. Sign up to the Keep Up to Date, and then you'll get the link for the show Wednesday night. And let's do a chat where we talk about summer and what we throw those options out there.
And MJ, Mike from Evie got back to me, and he said, "Oh, you can't really see it, but he said represent old school, baby."
Yeah.
So
I
sent him a little picture.
How to mix polkas. Yeah, Larry, that'll be a popular show. If we could do it on Megaseg, the ratings.
I can beat match polkas, and I would show you how, because they're all in the EDM range. I've done it. I've done it.
They're not too difficult.
It's
that waltz thing that just throws us. So once again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for watching on Facebook or YouTube. We will see you tomorrow night. Good night, everyone.